Saul, who later became Apostle Paul, was a Roman citizen, a Jew, a Pharisee, a lawyer, well learned, very influential. Why did this man turn his back against all of his natural qualifications? The very things that gave him significance became the most insignificant thing because of an encounter with God. The very things that gave him significance in the natural became insignificant when he encountered the truth. The very things that he had possessed on earth that made him see kings, because he had always had good relationships with kings and presidents. He gets approval to go kill Christians. He was so learned, well informed, very wealthy man, very influential. But when he encountered reality, when he came in contact with Christ, suddenly a shift of consciousness happened. And suddenly the same Saul, who was a prisoner of natural sensual consciousness, came into spiritual alignment with purpose. Amen. When purpose is known, every other thing is irrelevant. Hey, 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 my God, hey, when reality is discovered, that's the end of sensual consciousness. That is the end of sensual imprisonment. Paul spoke boldly and he said, I am an apostle that was preordained by God before the foundation of the world. So in the heavenly dimension, in the realm of reality, in Zion, it was registered of Paul to be an apostle, not a Pharisee, not a lawyer. When purpose is discovered, consciousness comes into alignment. You see, priorities change when realities are known. Intents, purposes change when realities are known. Suddenly, the things you value become devalued in 1 second because there's a shift of consciousness. There is an alignment that has come. Zion has come in tune with what God has created you for. When destiny calls, when purpose calls, when reality prevails. What happened? What happened to Peter? A well-known fisherman, a powerful man that had all his lifetime had been a professional fisherman. But when he encountered reality, and not just encountering reality, when he encountered miracles, when he saw fishes, in fact, he became so wealthy in one moment that he left the fishes. He left his boat. He left all of his skills and followed the reality. What can make a man leave everything he has and suddenly follow something beyond his natural acquisitions? What can make a man give up on everything because of his encounter with a reality beyond the human senses? And the main of senses would not understand it. They say, how stupid you are, Paul. You are a Pharisee, you're a lawyer, you're well learned. Have you lost your mind? What's wrong with you? No, sir. Certain encounters are personal. Some encounters have very much personal convictions that no man can understand it. No woman can understand it. People around you will not understand why, but it is personal. It is a dealing beyond this natural world. It is a dealing beyond this natural intellect. It is a dealing and knowing, a conviction beyond what man can acquire in this material world. In natural, sensual consciousness, Moses was trained to be the next Pharaoh. Moses grew up in the palace, well cared for, well loved by the king, well positioned. But Moses was out of the alignment. Moses was out of purpose. Zion was calling. Moses, you don't belong to that palace. Moses, this is not my intent and purpose for you. Sons of God, we are not here on earth for money. We are not here for skyscrapers. We are not here to possess material things. We are here to serve the purpose of Zion. What has God created you for? And God raised the circumstance that drove Moses out of his comfort zone. He was removed from the palace. He found himself in the wilderness, a place of dryness, a place of struggle, a place where nothing in the natural made sense. A man that slept in a palace, a man that was respected by warriors, a man that moved in a royal chariot, a man that was secured financially, a man whose destiny was secured in the natural. Suddenly, purpose began to call. Purpose began to call. Purpose. Purpose. Purpose called. Purpose called. And suddenly, a shift of consciousness happened. What is it that got into a coward Moses, who ran away for his dear life? He went back boldly to challenge Pharaoh. What encounter did this man have in the wilderness? When he beheld God, when he beheld reality, when he saw dimensions beyond here, when he saw a burning bush, yet there was nothing that burned. He saw fire on the ground, no smoke, nothing burned. And he heard a voice that no natural ear can hear. There was a transmission of confidence and boldness that no one can ever give, that came on Moses, who went boldly before Pharaoh and said, "Thus says the Lord, let my people." This was the same Pharaoh that was after the life of Moses. What can a man encounter that changes his priorities? Reality, truth. What was it that Adam and Eve lost in the garden? Truth, reality. Oh, the moment they lost it, the moment Adam and Eve lost realities, they became cowards. They became fearful. They lost their boldness, purpose, and confidence. And they were ridiculed by devils, controlled by mortality, controlled by sensual consciousness. But thanks be unto God that we qualify for the mind of Christ. The greatest encounter one can ever have in his lifetime is not salvation. No, it's not born again. No, sir. Born again is the beginning of that. Born again is the qualification of this process. You're born again to seek the Lord, to have an encounter of purpose. The day you come to reality. Sons of God, what are you gonna say if you're caught up to heaven right now? If you have come to the end of this sensual consciousness, because this consciousness is coming to an end. This consciousness has been subject to time. That's why people die. That's why pastors die. People are dying. People are dying. Men of God are dying. Death is not sin. It is a transition into realities. Hey! Hey! Maliano Zada Bahagedu Shadianamia. Mebesa. Another Sanyamana. Kibarabo Sayaba. O Mariasha. Kemaniala. Where is Kenneth Hagen? Oh, Shabaha. Where is Bunky? Where is William Braham? These were men that lived like us. Hey, eternity is calling. This consciousness is an illusion. It is an illusion. Wake up! Wake up! There is no strife. There is no depression. There is no poverty. Poverty is when you don't have Christ. When you don't have Christ, you are poor. You can have all the monies, but you can die in one moment. And what will Zion offer? What is the judgment of God concerning you? That is what stands. Not the judgment of man. Not what you have had. Not who recognizes when you're dead. Who cares who buries you? Who cares who buries you? Who cares who writes your obituary? Who cares? It is what Zion writes about you that secures your eternity. Ligado Shabaha, Grabahande Valiadosha, Kibamaniandosha, Kabarada, Embra, Kamandosha. Oh.